There are football matches. And then there is El Clasico. It's more than a game. A cultural phenomenon. A political statement, a rivalry that cleaves a nation in two. Real Madrid versus FC Barcelona is a contest that transcends the 90 minutes on the pitch. It represents a clash of identities. Madrid, the symbol of Spanish centralism, and the establishment Barcelona, the heart of Catalan pride and regional identity. This isn't just about football, it's about history language, a struggle for recognition that simmered for decades. The weight of this history presses down on every pass, every tackle, every goal. The intensity is palpable. It courses through the veins of supporters in the stands and the millions watching around the globe. A rivalry born from decades of fierce competition for titles and dominance. Legendary players have graced this fixture. Each name evokes genius, controversy, moments of breathtaking skill. The pressure on the players is immense. Not just for the club, but carrying the hopes and dreams of an entire region. A victory brings euphoria, a defeat brings despair. The date was April 23rd, 2017. The setting was the Santiago Bernabéu, the imposing fortress of Real Madrid. The air in Madrid was thick with anticipation. This was not just another Clasico. The La Liga title race was on a knife's edge. Real Madrid, managed by the legendary Zinedine Zidane, sat atop the table. They had a game in hand. A victory would all but secure the championship. For FC Barcelona, led by Luis Enrique, it was do or die. Anything less than a win would end their title hopes. The stakes could not have been higher. The lineups read like a who's who of world football. Real Madrid boasted a formidable side. Cristiano Ronaldo, the relentless goal machine. Karim Benzema, Gareth Bale, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo shaking hands before the match. The rivalry clear in their eyes. The midfield was a masterclass in control with Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Casemiro, a squad brimming with champions. The white shirts in the stands expected a coronation. On the other side stood a Barcelona team with a point to prove. Their season had been turbulent. They were still reeling from a gut-wrenching exit in the Champions League. But they had Lionel Messi. And where there is Messi, there is always hope. Luis Suarez, Andres Iniesta, the midfield maestro in the twilight of his Barca career. This was a team of artists capable of weaving intricate patterns of play that could unlock any defense. The atmosphere inside the Bernabéu was electric, a cauldron of noise and hostility. Over 80,000 Madridistas created a deafening wall of sound. The world was watching. The title was on the line. The stage was set for a night of unforgettable drama. The match exploded into life from the first whistle. It was frantic. It was chaotic. Real Madrid, buoyed by their home crowd, pressed high, seeking an early breakthrough. Barcelona tried to find their rhythm to pass their way through the storm. The tension was, honestly, unbearable. Then, just before the half-hour mark, Madrid struck. A corner kick caused mayhem in the Barca box. Sergio Ramos, the man for the big occasion, hit the post. The ball rebounded perfectly for Casemiro to tap it in. The Bernabéu erupted, 1-0. It felt like the beginning of the end for Barcelona's title hopes. But Barcelona had Messi, and Messi was not ready to surrender. Just 5 minutes later, he produced a moment of pure genius. He received the ball outside the box, slalomed past two Madrid defenders with impossible grace, and left Luka Modric trailing in his wake. As Keylor Navas, the Madrid goalkeeper, rushed out, Messi calmly slotted the ball into the far corner. It was a goal of sublime individual brilliance. He had silenced the Bernabéu. He had dragged his team back from the brink. The game was level. The second half was even more dramatic. End-to-end action at its finest. Both teams threw caution to the wind, trading blows like heavyweight boxers. Then, with less than 20 minutes to go, Barcelona landed a haymaker. Ivan Rakitic, from outside the penalty area, unleashed a thunderous left-footed strike that flew past Navas and into the top corner. A stunning goal. Barcelona were ahead. The small pocket of visiting fans went wild. Just a few minutes after Rakitic's goal, Madrid's captain, Sergio Ramos, was shown a straight red card for a reckless two-footed lunge on Messi. Down to 10 men, it seemed Madrid's chances were gone. But this is also a team that never knows when it is beaten. With just 5 minutes left on the clock, a substitute, James Rodriguez, ghosted into the box to turn home a cross from Marcelo. 2-2. The 10 men of Madrid had done it. The stadium exploded once more. The title was surely theirs now. The equalizer from James Rodriguez felt like the final decisive blow. The Bernabeu was a vortex of joyous noise. The Madrid players celebrated as if they had won the match. For Barcelona, it was a moment of utter devastation. They had been so close. To concede so late against 10 men was a soul-crushing turn of events. You could see the despair on the faces of the players in blue and the faces of the players in garnet. Their shoulders slumped. The title was slipping through their fingers. The 90 minutes were up, and the referee signaled for 2 minutes of stoppage time. It seemed a mere formality. But in those final moments, something stirred within the Barcelona team. A last surge of defiance. Sergi Roberto, the versatile midfielder, picked up the ball deep inside his own half. He began to run. He bypassed one challenge, then another. He was a man possessed, eating up the hallowed turf of the Bernabeu. He kept going, driving into the heart of the weary 10-man Madrid defense. He carried the ball over the halfway line, deep into enemy territory, refusing to give up on the season. The ball was worked out to the left, to Jordi Alba. The left back looked up and saw the space. He played a perfect cutback pass into the penalty area, and there, arriving like a ghost, was Lionel Messi. He met the ball with a first-time shot. A precise, unstoppable strike with his magical left foot. The ball nestled into the bottom corner of the net. Time stood still. The clock read 91 minutes and 48 seconds. 3-2. Barcelona had won it. With the last kick of the game, it was a moment of pure, unadulterated footballing theater. What followed was one of the most iconic celebrations in football history. Messi ran to the corner, took off his famous number 10 shirt, and held it aloft to the stunned Real Madrid supporters. He presented his name and number to the silenced masses. It was a gesture of ultimate defiance, of absolute conquest. This is me. This is what I have done to you in your home. The Bernabeu was a cathedral of silence, broken only by the wild celebrations of the Barcelona players and staff. A hero had risen and delivered a moment that would be etched into eternity.